And I'm happy to share that one of our rescuees, si Elias Rita, has chosen to transform her trauma to create a positive impact. Sa tulong ng Active Citizenship Foundation, binabahagi niya ang kanyang karanasan sa mga youth and students para hindi sila mabigahani ng mga scam hubs. Ngunit mula good news ay papunta sa bad news. When we started the hearings, we wanted to cast a light on the phenomenon of Filipinos being trafficked to other countries, usually in the Southeast Asian region, to work as scammers. Then, we discovered that these scam hubs, which we once believed were predominantly in other countries, perhaps in more fragile democracies, are actually here in the Philippines. Sinilip natin ang Clark Scam Hub. Ako, pareho ang suot kong blazer dyan. Nakakainis, pero yan, hazards of the trade. Sinilip din natin ang Pasay Scam Hub. And perhaps there were some of us who still thought that these were isolated cases, nowhere near the contagion that has hit our Southeast Asian neighbors. Pero friends, dito po ako nabigla. I was very disturbed to hear that there is persuasive information from the intelligence community stating na itong Bamban complex na ito ay ginagamit for surveillance activities. At ang mga ibang nabalitang high-profile cases of hacking of our own government websites ay traceable sa complex na ito. Are POGOs now being used to spy on us? Ginigisa na ba tayo sa sarili nating mantika? Labas po ito sa impormasyon na there were actual Chinese fugitives found in the Baofu compound. Then comes the most troubling news. Tayo na po ang isa sa fastest growing hotspots for scams sa buong mundo. According to our colleagues in PAOK, halos lahat po ng malawakang investigasyon on cyber fraud and cyber scams sa mundo may nexus sa Pilipinas. Ibig sabihin, there is some kind of traceable connection to the Philippines. Halo-halong kalamay na ang scams, national security threats, human trafficking. If these scam hubs are so lucrative, hindi na ito titigil. These will just grow and grow. And before we know it, we will be faced with a threat to our national security like nothing we have ever seen before. How did we come to this? Paano tayo nakaabot dito? What forces conspired or continue to conspire to allow this to happen? Perhaps what we will show you next will shed some light on this. So eto po yung napakagandang gate entrance kanina. Totoo po yung una yung nasilip kanina, yung pangatlong ito, napakalaking compound pala talaga ito. Sa kalagitnaan lang ng bayan ng Bambang Tarlac. Actually, ang tawag po ng mga taga roon ay mini BGC ng Bamban. Sa laki niya at sa ganda niya, sa pagkasosyal niya. At ito po ay naka-register sa Zun Yuan Technology Incorporated o ZYTI, pero ang lupa ay sa Baofu Corporation nakapangalan. Within this complex are various buildings na ayon sa Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission ginagamit para sa scams. Love scam po ang karaniwan na ginagawa dito. Parang yung ginagawa noon ni na Elias Rita. Nagpapaibig sa mga nasa ibang bansa at pagkatapos ay huhut-hutan. We also saw, you may have seen, gleaming villas within this compound. Valued, isa po yan, valued at over 40 million pesos per villa. May wine cellar, itong state-of-the-art kitchen, pati toilets, at ang laking gulat ko ay entrance papunta sa isang underground bunker at a maze of tunnels. Ang tanong, bakit may bunker? Bakit may tunnels? Why would a registered POGO conducting legal activities need these? I was even more surprised when I found out that there seems to be clear documentary evidence linking the local government of Banban, specifically the mayor, to the operations. Mamaya po, iisa-isahin po natin ito sa tulong ng PAOK na unang nakakuha ng mga documents na ito. Inimbitahan din po natin ang mayor ng Bamban para magbigay ng kanilang paliwanag. Ang mga susunod na tanong, kung totoo ang mga ito, hanggang local government lang ba ang sphere of influence nitong mga Chinese POGO? Or mayroon pang mga protector sa itaas? POGO at scams lang ba ang intention? Or is there a larger and more sinister end game? It does not abate my worries in the least that separate sources in the intelligence community and various executive agencies are sounding the alarm of large tracts of land around EDCA sites being purchased by Chinese nationals with Filipino identity documents. Ang modus di umano ay late registration of birth. Friends, our investigations in the Senate are never to pin anyone down. Hindi po namin layunin ni tungkulin na maghain ng evidence beyond reasonable doubt laban sa mga individual o opisina. Tungkulin po namin siyasatin at unawain ang mga kaganapan sa ating lipunan na maaring maging batayan para magsulong ng mga batas at polisiya. And if these POGOs provide cover for scams and human trafficking, if these POGOs engender corruption in the public service, if these POGOs threaten our national security, sa tingin ko po malinaw ang direksyon na dapat nating tahakin. Senator Sherwin, the floor is yours for your opening statement.
Thank you, Madam Chairperson. Madam Chairperson, nasabi ko ito nung nag-inspection tayo sa Tarlac. May kasabihan sa English na itatagalog ko, kung naloko ka ng isang beses, kahiyan yun ng loko. Pero kung naloko ka ng 2 beses, kahiyan na natin yun. Dito sa lugar na ito, sa Banban, Tarlac, 2 beses ang raid na nangyari. Isa nung February 23, na-raid yung Hongsheng POGO dahil sa fraudulent cryptocurrency and investment operations. 850 ang na-huli at na-rescue. At fast forward after 1 year, ngayon March of 2024, na-raid na naman yung Sun Yuan dahil sa human trafficking and serious illegal detention. Ang na-apprehend at na-rescue ay 875. Same location, same POGO operation, almost the same amount of people ang na-rescue at na-apprehended. 2 beses nangyari doon. At just this new administration alone, meron 6 na raids na nangyari. Isa sa Clark, yung Sun Valley. Sa Las Piñas, yung Rivendell, another POGO operator. Sa Parañaque, yung Asiana. Sa Pasay, yung latest na pinuntahan namin rin ng ating chairperson, yung Smart Web na pinakita kanina. May mga torture chamber, merong prostitution din. 6 na nangyari in the last almost 2 years. So makikita natin, ginagamit ng POGO yung kanilang lisensya na galing sa PAGCOR na binabandera nilang legitimate Pero ang sa likod, ang nangyari ay crypto scam, love scam, human trafficking, torture, illegal detention. So, makikita natin na walang kabutihan ang dinadala ng Pogo dito. Bagkus, ginagamit lang yung quote-unquote legitimate license nila para lokohin tayong lahat. At kung tutusin itong 6 na raids, 6 na panloloko to eh. And forgive me for this word, parang ginagago na tayo, Madam Chair, dahil binabandera nila yung legitimate na license na nakukuha nila sa PAGCOR. So dapat na talagang itigil ang Pogo dahil ang kinakatukutan natin ay nandito na. Na alam nila gumamit ng pera, suhol, lagay para maproteksyonan sila sa kanilang operasyon dito sa ating bansa. Nasabi ko nga nung una, nung nag-inspection tayo, sino naman maglalakas ng loob, mag-i-invest ng ganong kalaki? No? 44 million, sabi nga ng ating chairperson, per villa, na 15 villa. No? Kung alam mo may protection ka, alam mo may kapit ka, maglalagay ka ng pera dahil alam mo makakatakas ka. Kaya, Madam Chairperson, thank you very much for conducting this hearing once again. Hindi kami magsasawa dito na magkaroon ng hearing para ibulgar yung mga ganitong hindi magagandang aktibidad ng Pogo at hindi kami mapapagod na ibulgar yung mga taong nasa likod na nagbibigay proteksyon dito sa mga Pogo operators. Thank you very much, Madam Chairperson.
Maraming salamat, Sen. Sherwin. Comsec, could you kindly acknowledge our resource person's presence today?
Good morning, everyone. For the record, the committee would like to acknowledge the presence of the following resource person. From the Presidential Anti-Organized Crime Commission, we have Undersecretary Gilberto Cruz, together with Director Winnie Guedato and Dr. Winston John Castro. From the Department of Labor and Employment, we have Mr. Jerome Lucas and Attorney Remedios Behem Teves and Attorney Margaret Lapid Fuli. From the Department of Foreign Affairs, we have Director Lailani Feliciano and Director Ana Marie Santos. From the Interagency Council Against Trafficking, we have Undersecretary Nicholas Felix T, together with Attorney Francis John Tejano, Assistant Secretary Tejano. Then from the Bureau of Immigration, we have Attorney Arvin Cesar Santos. We have Attorney Jose Carlitos Licas. We have Mr. Fortunato Manahan Jr. Then from the Philippine Amusement and Gaming Corporation, we have Retired General Raul Villanueva. Then Attorney Jessa Maurice Fernandez. Then from the Philippine National Police, we have Police Colonel Isagani Fetesanan. We have Assistant Chief for PNP Women and Children Center Protection Center. We have Police Brigadier General Ronnie Francis Carriaga. From the Bureau of Internal Revenue, we have Attorney John Michael Uy. We have Attorney Scraton Orculio. From the Municipality of Bamban, Province of Tarlac, we have Mayor Alias Buo. From the Land Transportation Office, we have, no, we don't have a representative. From the Land Registration Authority, we have Attorney Gerardo Pangasirios, together with Attorney Ronnie Tababa. From the Tarlac 2 Electric Cooperative, we have Engineer Jose Bugno Jr. Then from the Intelligence Service of the Armed Forces, from the Armed Forces of the Philippines, we have Major Cheryl Villarta Igay Jags. Okay, we'll just... from the Clark Development Corporation, we have Attorney Gloria Victoria Taruk. Then from the Embassy of the Philippines, Republic of the Philippines in Bangkok, we have Police Colonel Dominador Matalang. He'll be joining us online. Then from the United Nations Office on Drug and Crime, we have Mr. John Bocci and Mr. Ian Nicolo Tubia. From the DILG, we have Attorney Romeo Benitez, ASEC Romeo Benitez, and from the Police PNP Regional Director, Police Brigadier General Jose Hidalgo Jr. For the record, Your Honors, we invited the President of Son Yuan Technology, the Treasurer of Son Yuan, and COS of Son Yuan Technology. The address was based on the SEC registration. But unfortunately, those addresses are all bogus. So we were not able to deliver the invitation. That would be all. Thank you.
Madam Chairman, in line with the
Censure Win.
thank you, Madam. In line with the statement of our committee secretary that they attempted to deliver the invitation to the owners. Tama po ba, Comsec, the owners or the registered person under the Articles of Incorporation of Zone U1, si Jemelyn Cruz? Tama? Yeah. Can you take the microphone so that we can put in on record lang, Comsec?
Yes, the President of Son Yuan Technology, Ms. Jamelyn S. Cruz. Then Treasurer, Mr. Roderick Paul Bohante. And the COS is Mr. Juan Miguel Alpas.
And then you mentioned that the address are non-existent.
Yes, Your Honor.
Therefore, they're in your statement, they're bogus.
Yes, Your Honor.
And
because we sent we actually deliver, we hand carried the invitation until 10:30 in the evening last night. We searched for that address and we did not find that address. They're all non-existent.
Thank you, Comsec. And to add to that, this representation also requested the good chairperson to subpoena the registered incorporators or smart web. And our Sergeant at Arms also came back to the committee, and maybe Comsec, you can state for the record the reply of our Sergeant at Arms based on the subpoena that we issued to the incorporators of Smart Web, which is the company that was raided in Pasay.
Please do, Comsec.
The subpoena was delivered by by our OSAA to Mr. Kevin Bautista de Jesus. But the address on Block 19, Lot 18, and Obode Street does not exist in Barangay San Jose. The subpoena delivered to Delia Abaraki Montibon was not served also because the address stated there is non-existent. Then the subpoena addressed to Fidel Mignon Coretana Sarausad was not also served because the address given was refused to receive the refused to receive the subpoena, saying that he is not Fidel Mignon Coritanas, and angrily stated that he will not answer further question from our server. That was the report given to us by our OSAA. Thank you.
So, Madam Chairman, it seems to me that there's a pattern. Zunyuan is a duly licensed POGO operator of PAGCOR. SmartWeb is a duly licensed POGO operator of PAGCOR. Both have incorporators which are living in bogus or non-existent addresses. That goes to show the quality of people and incorporators of these companies are involved in these POGO operators. Let me just put that on record, Madam Chairman.
Very well taken, Sen. Sherwin, and thank you, Comsec. Will there be a motion that the chair could rule on to, since these persons are not at their stated addresses and would not receive the invitation or the subpoena of the committee for further action from the committee, will there be one forthcoming from the good senator?
Madam Chairman, with your permission, I move to subpoena the registered incorporators of Zunyuan, namely the President and Chairman, Ms. Jamelyn Cruz, the Director and Treasurer of the said company, Mr. Roderick Paul Pujante, and the Corporate Secretary, Director of Corporate Secretary, Mr. Juan Miguel Alpas. So moved.
So ordered. Thank you for the motion from Senator Sherwin. COMSEC, please issue for the committee the subpoenas against the three named incorporators of Sunyuan.